welcome back to Jay and May English Podcast, the podcast that helps you speak English more naturally, more confidently, and more like a real person every single day. I'm May.
And I'm Mr. J. Whether you're listening on your morning walk, during your commute, or just relaxing at home, we are so glad you're here with us today.
Mr. J, can I just say something? I was talking to a friend yesterday. She's been studying English for like 3 years, and she told me, May, I know a lot of grammar, but when I try to speak, nothing comes out naturally.
Oh, that is such a common feeling. You study hard, you understand everything when you read it, but the moment you open your mouth, it feels like the words just disappear.
Exactly. And I thought, okay, today's episode is going to be so useful for people like her.
Yeah, because today we're talking about one of the most powerful techniques for improving your spoken English. And honestly, not enough people know about it.
We're talking about shadowing. shadowing, shadowing in English.
And if you stay with us until the end of this episode, I promise you're going to understand exactly what shadowing is, why it works, how to do it correctly, and the mistakes most people make that stop them from getting results.
That last part, the mistakes, I really want to hear that because I feel like I've tried things before and just didn't see progress.
We'll get there. But first, May, let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a movie or a show in English and just tried to copy the way someone was talking?
Oh my gosh, yes. I used to copy characters from TV shows all the time. I didn't even know why. It just felt fun.
That feeling, that instinct you had, that was shadowing. You were already doing it without knowing the name.
Wait, seriously? So shadowing is just copying someone's voice?
That's the simple version, yes, but there's a little more to it, and that's what makes it so powerful. Let's break it down.
Before we do, guys, if you're new here and you want to improve your English step by step every single day, please subscribe to Jay and May English Podcast. We drop a new episode every day just for you.
All right, so May, imagine you have a shadow. When you walk, your shadow walks. When you raise your hand, your shadow raises its hand. It copies everything you do at the same time.
Right, like your shadow is always following you.
Exactly. Now, in language learning, shadowing means you listen to a native English speaker and you copy them, their voice, their speed, their rhythm, their emotion, almost at the same time they're speaking.
Oh, wow. So you're not just repeating after them, you're actually speaking at the same time?
Very close, yes. You're following just a tiny bit behind, like a shadow. You hear a word or a phrase, and within 1 or 2 seconds, you're already saying it out loud.
That sounds kind of hard, Mr. J.
It feels hard at first, but here's the interesting part. Your brain actually loves this kind of challenge. It forces you to stop translating in your head and just speak.
Oh, so that's why people sometimes translate in their head before speaking, and that's why they're slow.
Exactly. When you translate, you think in your language first, then you convert it to English, then you speak. That whole process takes time. Shadowing trains you to skip that step.
So your mouth just starts moving without waiting for your brain to translate?
That's the goal. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. At first, you think about every movement, balance, pedaling, turning, but after practice, your body just does it automatically.
And shadowing does that for speaking English?
Absolutely. You're training your mouth, your ears, and your brain all at the same time. It's like a full workout, but for your English.
I love that, an English workout. Okay, so where did shadowing actually come from? Is it a new thing?
Great question. Shadowing as a language learning method was actually developed by a man named Alexander Arguelles. He was a language expert who could speak many, many languages, over 50, some people say.
50 languages? Mr. J, that's insane.
Yeah, the man was serious about languages. and he found that shadowing, especially walking while you do it, was one of the fastest ways to improve fluency.
Wait, walking. Why walking?
He believed that moving your body while you speak helps your brain absorb the language better. It keeps your energy up and your focus strong. That's why some people call it walking shadowing.
Okay, that's actually kind of brilliant. So you put your headphones on, you walk around, and you just repeat what you hear?
Pretty much. But here's the thing. There's a right way to do it and a not so right way. And this is where things change for a lot of learners.
Okay, tell me, what's the right way?
So there are actually a few steps. First, you choose your material. This is very important. You don't want to start with something too fast or too complicated.
Like, not a fast rapper or something?
Exactly. Maybe don't start with Eminem. Start with something clear, natural, and at a comfortable speed. Podcasts like this one, TED Talks at a normal pace, YouTube videos with clear speakers, those are great starting points.
What about movies and TV shows?
They work really well too, especially scenes with clear conversation. Friends, Modern Family, The Office, those are popular choices because the English is everyday and natural.
Okay, so step 1, choose good material. What's step 2?
Step 2, listen first. Before you shadow, just listen to the audio 2 or 3 times. Don't try to repeat yet, just absorb it. Hear the music of the language.
The music of the language. I like that phrase.
Every language has its own music, its own rhythm and beat. English has a very specific rhythm. Some words are stressed, some are light. If you just jump in and start copying without listening first, you'll miss that rhythm.
You mean like some words are louder or longer than others?
Yes. In English, content words, nouns, verbs, adjectives, are usually stressed, but small words like the, of, to, those are often very light and fast.
Oh, so that's why sometimes I listen to fast English and I feel like I'm missing half the words.
Exactly, because those small words are almost swallowed. Native speakers don't say, I am going to the store. They say, I'm going to the store, or even, I'm gonna the store.
Gonna? That's going to?
Yes, and wanna is want to. Have to is have to. These are called connected speech patterns, and shadowing helps you hear and produce them naturally.
This is making so much sense now. Okay, so listen first, understand the rhythm, then what?
Step 3, shadow out loud. This is the most important rule. You cannot shadow in your head. You must speak out loud every time.
Why does it have to be out loud, though? Can't I just kind of mouth the words?
No, and here's why. Speaking out loud activates your muscles, your mouth, your tongue, your lips. They all need to practice the physical movements of English. It's like going to the gym. You can't imagine lifting weights and expect your arms to get stronger.
Wow, okay. Point taken. You have to actually do the work.
Exactly. And don't be shy about it. Yes, you might sound silly at first. You might make mistakes. That's not just okay, that's the whole point.
So making mistakes is actually part of it?
Making mistakes means you're in the learning zone. The moment you feel a little uncomfortable is the moment your brain is growing. Stay in that zone.
Okay. Listen, then shadow out loud. What else?
Step 4, focus on emotion and intonation, not just the words. This is where most people miss it. They focus only on copying the words correctly, but they forget to copy the feeling.
You mean like if someone sounds excited, I should sound excited too?
Yes, the intonation, the way a voice goes up and down, that carries a huge amount of meaning in English. If you say the right words but with the wrong tone, people might misunderstand you.
Can you give me an example?
Sure, try saying really like you're surprised and happy. Really? Now say it like you're suspicious and you don't believe someone. Really? Same word, completely different meaning.
Oh my gosh, yes, I can hear the difference totally.
And when you shadow, you're training your ear and your voice to produce these differences naturally. That's what makes you sound more fluent.
Okay, wait, I want to ask something. How long should I shadow every day? Like, is this a 2-hour thing?
No. This is where people think they have to do too much and then they give up. You only need 10 to 15 minutes a day. Consistent short sessions are much better than one long session every week.
Oh, good, because 10 minutes a day, I can definitely do that.
The key word is every day. Small daily practice builds habits, and habits build fluency. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent.
I feel like that's a life lesson, Mr. J, not just an English lesson.
Maybe it is, but it applies here perfectly.
Okay, so now you mentioned mistakes people make. What are the big ones? Because I feel like I've tried things and just didn't see progress, and I want to know why.
This is where things change for so many learners, so listen closely. Mistake number 1, shadowing in your head. We talked about this. You must speak out loud. If you're just listening and nodding, that is not shadowing.
Got it. Out loud, always.
Mistake number 2, choosing material that is too difficult. If you can't understand at least 70 to 80% of what you hear, your brain is spending all its energy on comprehension, not on copying the rhythm and flow.
So you should mostly understand it, but maybe not every word?
Exactly. A little bit of challenge is good, but if you're completely lost, you're not learning, you're just stressing yourself out.
That makes total sense. What's mistake number 3?
Mistake number 3, and this one is big, only reading the transcript. A lot of people find a transcript, read along, and think that's shadowing. It's not.
Oh, because your eyes are doing the work, not your ears?
Exactly right. Your goal in shadowing is to train your ear to catch the sounds. If you're reading, you're depending on your eyes, and that won't transfer to real conversation.
So at least for the first few rounds, no reading.
For the first few rounds, just listen. Then you can use the transcript to check yourself, but always come back to listening and speaking without it.
And what's the last big mistake?
Mistake number 4, and this one is big, giving up too soon. Shadowing is a skill. Like any skill, it feels awkward and hard at the beginning. Some people try it for 3 days, feel silly, and quit.
I may or may not have done that.
Most people have. But here's the truth. The uncomfortable feeling you get in the first week is actually your brain rewiring itself. If you push through that 2-week mark, you will start to feel a difference.
2 weeks of daily practice?
2 weeks of 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's it. After that, most people say they can hear themselves starting to sound different, more natural, more fluent.
That's actually not that long. 2 weeks is nothing if you think about how long people study grammar with no speaking improvement.
Exactly. And here's the beautiful thing about shadowing. It works for accent reduction too. If you have a strong accent and you want to soften it, consistent shadowing of a target accent, like American or British English, will gradually shift the way you produce sounds.
Wait, so shadowing actually helps with accent too?
Absolutely. Because you're not just copying words, you're copying the mouth movements, the airflow, the stress, the rhythm. Over time, your brain starts to think that's how English is supposed to sound, and your accent naturally adjusts.
Wow. Okay, this is genuinely one of the most useful episodes we've ever done. And I say that every day, but today I really mean it.
All right, let's slow down for a second. Time for our vocabulary moment.
Yes, okay, we used some really great phrases today. Let's break them down.
First one, fluency. Fluency means speaking a language smoothly and naturally without stopping a lot to think. Example, After 6 months of practice, her fluency in English improved a lot.
Next one, intonation. This means the way your voice goes up and down when you speak, like the music of your voice. Example, his intonation sounded very natural, like a native speaker.
Third one, connected speech. This is when words in a sentence blend together and change sound in natural conversation. Example, in connected speech, going to often sounds like gonna.
Ooh, I love that one. Next, consistent. Consistent means doing something regularly without stopping. Example, being consistent with your practice is more important than being perfect.
And the last one, absorb. To absorb means to take something in deeply, like a sponge takes in water. Example, listen to English every day and let your brain absorb the sounds naturally.
Absorb. I love that word. Okay, recap time. Mr. J, let me try to summarize what I learned today.
Go for it.
Okay, so shadowing means you listen to a native English speaker and you copy them almost at the same time. Their voice, their speed, their rhythm, their emotion. You don't translate in your head, you just follow like a shadow.
Perfect so far.
The steps are choose good material you mostly understand, listen first a few times to get the rhythm, then shadow out loud, never in your head, and focus on the emotion and intonation, not just the words. 10 to 15 minutes a day, every day. Consistency is the key.
That is a perfect summary, May. I'm impressed.
I'm a good student today. And the big mistakes to avoid, shadowing silently, choosing too hard material, only reading transcripts, and giving up too soon.
You got it all. And my one final tip, record yourself while you shadow, even just on your phone. Play it back and compare it to the original audio. Hearing the gap between the two is one of the fastest ways to improve.
Oh, that's such a good tip because you might think you sound great and then you hear the recording and go, oh.
Exactly. The recording doesn't lie. But don't be discouraged. Use it as information. Every time you record yourself, you're getting better data about what to fix.
I love that. Use it as information, not as judgment.
Exactly right.
All right, English learners, before we wrap up, let us ask you something. Have you ever tried shadowing before? Did it work for you? Or is this your first time hearing about it today?
Leave us a comment and let us know. We genuinely love reading what you share. It helps us make better episodes for you.
And if today's episode helped you even a little bit, please share it with one friend who's trying to improve their English. One share from you could change someone's English journey.
That's so true. All right, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We'll be back tomorrow with another fresh episode, so make sure you're subscribed and ready.
Until then, keep practicing, keep showing up, and remember, every day you practice English, you are becoming a better version of yourself.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, English learners!